Alice N. Chota from Group 12. Our title is Relative Size Tests Using Excel. These are the group members. Our question is to compare item sizes to benchmarks. Deliverables: A. Z-score percentile analysis. B. A report on usually large items. These are our objectives.
My name is Esther Ngoma. I'm going to define the dataset. A dataset is a collection of related data, often organized in a structured format, like a table or a spreadsheet, used for analysis, model training, or other purposes.
My name is Cuthbelt Ndhlovu. Mean is the average of the given numbers, and as you can see, the formula is given here. So there's an example which is given, there's 750, 325, 28, and the other numbers. And where the 6, which has been divided from, it is the number of terms because there are 6. The answer is given down here, which is 804.16, which is our mean. Standard deviation is a quantity expressing by how much the members of a group differ from the mean value of the group. We can now replace the values. So for substandard deviations, as we're answering here, we're replacing x. So xi, it can present 750, and this u, which is minus, this is the mean, which is 804.16. If I subtract, I'm getting a negative 54.16, and it goes up down here, the same formula of replacing it. So after getting these answers which are here, they will be powered to the power 2 because of the 2 which is in the formula. So as you can see here, the answers that we got from here, they have been powered up by a 2. So these are the answers after the power has been subjected to the answers. And following the formula, there is a summation and the division of n, which is represented by 6. We'll sum up all the terms, and this is the equal number of the terms. Then the summation, the total number will be divided by 6, which was represented earlier in the formula, and this is the answer. After all this is done, we will now find the square root of the answer to find the deviation, the standard deviation. So in this case, our standard deviation is 908.22.
My name is Silweya, and I'm going to present on the standard score. So standard score, also called the Z-score, it measures how many standard deviations a value is from the mean. So here is the formula for the Z-score, and here is the description of the values in the formula. X, for example, this X, it represents this value here in the table, and this symbol here, it is the mean. So this value minus the mean which you got there, then divided by the standard deviation, which is this symbol. So it gives us negative 0.05. So same applies to all these values.
My name is Soko James. So I'll continue on percentile rank. So a percentile score tells you the relative standing of a value in a dataset. So in fraud detection, a very high percentile score indicates that something is unusual or suspicious. For example, if it goes beyond 95%, Excel is a spreadsheet program from Microsoft used for organizing, analyzing, and visualizing data. So we'll start with calculating the mean, also known as the average. So we are going to put an equal sign and we're going to say average. So we are going to target all these cells which are having the transaction, and once we press enter, we are going to see the mean or average. Up next, we are going to calculate the standard deviation. We can do with this formula is that we are going to drag all the transactions of our interest, and once we press enter, we are going to see the standard deviation. Now we need to calculate the Z-score, but based on the formula which we previously saw, we saw that we actually start with x, which is a value such as 750, then minus the mean for that particular value, then we need to divide it by the standard deviation for us to get the Z-score. Once I press enter, you're going to see that we have negative 0.05, which was calculated in the previous calculations. But if I drag this formula, we're going to get an error because these values will be incrementing from D5 all the way to D10, or K5 all the way to K10. So for us to get rid of this error, we're going to introduce dollar signs in between those values we don't want to increment, such as the mean and the standard deviation, because they are fixed, but these values which we are calling x will be changing. It can be 750, 325, and so on. So once we do that and drag this formula, we won't have any errors and everything will be accurate. The percentile rank is actually a function or formula in Excel. So if you say percentile rank, we're going to see percentile rank dot INC. So here we just need to specify the array. So the array or data set we're interested in are the transactions, but which transaction do you want to check for the percentage score? So for us to do that, we are going to drag a value such as 750. So once we do that, we are going to see the percentile rank for that particular transaction. So I'm going to put dollar signs in between this data set or the array. So that value D5 will remain without a dollar sign because we want it to increment for each and every transaction. So we can see that we have the accurate percentile rank for each and every transaction. Anything which is above 95%, as we've discussed, would be flagged unusual. Anything below that would be usual. If G5, which is having 80%, so if G5 is greater than 95%, what should we comment? So we are going to comment unusual, because basically that will be flagged as suspicious. So again, I'm going to say if G5 itself is less than 95%, so what should we comment? We are going to comment usual, because anything below that is not suspicious. So once that is done, I'm going to paste this formula inside the status cell. Then once that is done, you're going to see that actually it's flagged as usual. So if I drag this formula all the way to the bottom, we're going to see that only something which was above 95% is actually unusual. So based on our data set, we need to count the total number of things which are usual, and we're going to use a function which is called countIf. So we're going to say countIf. So we're going to count if this array or table is actually having something which is usual. So once we find something which is usual, we are going to count, and you can see that 5 things are usual from this array. So again, we're going to use the countIf to do the same for something which is unusual. So we're going to say countIf. So we're going to count if this array has something which is actually unusual. Okay. So once we do that and press enter, we're going to see that one thing is unusual. We can utilize the filter function to actually filter out things for the administrator to edit or to trace which things are suspicious so that they can be taken for review. So to do that, we're going to insert our filter function by saying filter. So we need to specify the array. So this is our data set or array of our interest. Now we just need to include, we can use the status such as this to filter. So that status can be either searched by usual or unusual using this bar. Okay, cell. So once we do that, we are going to give a comment. So if a user doesn't search anything, we are going to say empty or invalid. So if you don't search something, we will comment either empty or invalid. And you can see here we haven't searched anything. It's called empty or invalid. But if I search for something which is usual, we can see that all the results which are usual are being displayed. So in a case whereby the administrator wants to review, even though something is usual, we can see that Alinet Hang'oba actually received the BC money, which is 225 instead of 750. So we can edit this transaction and make it 750, just like it's supposed to be. So again, someone or the administrator can search for something which is unusual. So if we search for something which is unusual, we can see that College Silweya actually got 2.5 instead of a 750. So this thing is actually unusual, and the administrator can edit this transaction and make changes. Once that is done, they can confirm the transaction. So basically, this is how you can use the Z-score or the percentile rank in fraud detection and prevention technologies. So this marks the end of our presentation as Group 12.